educate the public about the risk factors for disease, then they take it on, because the doctor cannot get up and go and exercise with you. The doctor cannot stop you from smoking. The doctor cannot extract your sweet tooth. All of these are things, the burden of which rests solely on the patient. And they've got to make the time to do that.
Thank you, Dr. Massey, and all of our other Caribbean medical doctors. As usual, we encourage you to be aware, to be proactive, and take steps to protect your health. Talk to your doctor and evaluate aspects of your diet and the amount of exercise you get. We hope that this program will provide you with the necessary tools to improve the quality of your health and lifestyle. I am Dr. Mariam Abdul-Richards, and this has been Caribbean Medical TV.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, hospital officials providing an update on the installation of the modular units. Plus, greater transparency in law enforcement activities as officers are now outfitted with body cams. We have the details. And the Rotary Club of Freeport has once again stepped up to provide aid and support for residents in East Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Grand Bahamians have long awaited improvements to the Rand Memorial Hospital that was damaged following Hurricane Dorian. Today, our Raven Davis speaks with the Grand Bahama Health Services Administrator, who announced that the modular units have been mounted and will be ready for use in the coming weeks. Here's that report.
The erection of 2 large modular units for the special pathogens and rehab units, signaling imminent improvements to this island's primary healthcare facility. The structures officially arriving last December to facilitate the implementation of COVID-19 protocols and to address bed shortages caused by Hurricane Dorian. Grand Bahama Health Services Administrator Jessica Cartwright saying that unforeseen delays hampered efforts to mobilize the structures, but notes that work is ongoing.
We were able to execute, as you would have seen last week, with the crane on site, putting those units on the piles that were constructed, and now we are securing them. We did some of the securing last week, and we're continuing to do that, as well as the tie-ins for our infrastructure for the buildings.
Several key services were disrupted and patients were relegated to the porch outside as they waited for care. In that vein, Cartwright says the facilities will now allow officials to more appropriately handle patients.
Echoing what the Minister of Health would have said, our intent was to ensure that we had a facility that would allow us to decompress emergency room from what we call PUIs, or persons under investigation for COVID-19, as well as those with suspected infectious diseases, and also allow us to improve our throughput in the emergency room. And so that is why we are so aggressive at the Public Hospitals Authority in making sure that we do that as quickly as we can.
The special pathogens unit sits in the parking lot at the front area of the ambulance base of the emergency section, while the rehab unit is on the opposite side of the front lobby, just across from the Freeport Community Clinic. At this stage, Cartwright says the team is excited about the progress.
We feel that it is something that we were planning, and to see what you're planning actually come into fruition is really a satisfying feeling. And we're just hoping that we can move in as quickly as possible at this point.
Now, officials envision that these hurricane-resistant units will be ready for use as an inpatient space within the next 3 weeks. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, as the government continued to find innovative ways to combat crime, local police officers are now being outfitted with body cams for its first responders and frontline workers, or frontline officers rather. As Yolanda Thompson-Everest reports, this new technological addition will also include spot shutters.
New technologies coming in for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, as a total of 200 body cams have been issued to police officers. The cams and spot shutters went fully live and in operation this past Friday, providing detailed recording of police officers' interaction with members of the public. These devices are said to help members of the public understand the officers' legal obligation and accountability for their actions. It will also help community partners understand that they have to be transparent in the way they handle matters as well. Officer in charge of Communications Branch Northern Bahamas Inspector Brian Outen explains the use of the body cams.
Accurately document police interaction with the public during arrests and critical incidents. At the same time, this technology provides corroborating evidence in the event and enhances the accuracy of contentious situations for investigations as well as for prosecutional purposes. The body-worn and dashboard cameras will also minimize distractions and ensure that police officers are alert. Also, it would make sure that we conduct ourselves in a manner which upholds the values and integrity and the reputation of our police force.
Inspector Outen says the purpose of these devices is to provide first-hand accounts of encounters and build trust among members of the public.
Short spotter is basically gun detection. It works as a 911 for bullets, basically shots. So what happens is we use a triangulation method in that we have sensors and it triangulates exactly where the bullets are. It also improves our evidence collection in that we recover more casings, we locate more witnesses, and we identify shootings faster. It also disrupts the shooting cycle. Short spotter itself fills the gap of the networks by acoustic sensors that can detect, locate, and alert police to nearly all gun incidents. The system is used by police to, one, be able to respond to a higher percentage of gunfire incidents, two, improve the time that we get there, and three, help the police locate the evidence and identify and prosecute suspects.
Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Grand Bahama and Northern Bahamas District, Theophilus Cunningham, explains that this new announcement is one of many examples that the Commissioner is working feverishly to prevent and detect crime.
Commissioner, in his wisdom, in affording Grand Bahama and the entire Northern Bahamas District these technological advances, are seen fit to put the Northern Bahamas at the same level and on the same playing field as New Providence. So Grand Bahamians should be privileged to know that our commissioner is leveling the playing field across the board.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Evers.
Meantime, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is launching their recruitment exercise here in Grand Bahama by drawing in a number of recruits to sit through the examination process with a strategic plan to decentralize and operation sustainment in place.
With regards to the decentralization initiative, the bolster in numbers would afford the Royal Bahamas Defense Force to efficiently and effectively be strategically placed throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, whether by a land, air assets, or even our sea assets. We think this is a winning formula. With regards to the operation sustainability, this will compensate for the numbers of persons who leave the Royal Bahamas Defense Force on an annual basis, whether through retirement or etc.
Despite some not making the cut to sit the examinations, the Saint Lieutenant was pleased with the number of recruitments showing up.
To qualify for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, it's 5 BJC passes, inclusive of mathematics and English language. If you don't have the 5 compulsory subjects, we also take BGCSE, so you can combine both. And once you come up with the 5, inclusive of the mathematics and English, you will be qualified to take the test. Persons who may have just received word about this initiative, they feel free to contact us, and we'll make provisions for them to sit the exam whilst we are here. We're going to be here until about Thursday.
Now, for more information and updates and recruiting, you can visit rbdf.gov.bs or follow their Facebook page. Well, there has been an increase in the cost of processing an American visa. According to a press release, these increases were published in the Federal Register on March 28, 2023, and will become effective on May 30th of this year. The fee for visitor visas for business, tourism, and other non-petition-based non-immigrant visas, such as student and exchange visitor visas, will increase from $160 to $185. The fee for certain petition-based non-immigrant visas for temporary workers will increase from $190 to $205. The fee for a treaty trader, treaty investor, and treaty applicants in a specialty occupation will increase from $205 to $315. The fees for non-petition-based non-immigration visas were last updated in 2012, and certain other related fees were last updated in 2014. Well, in other news, disaster can strike in various forms, and it's important to be prepared to respond when the need arises. Deputy Director of Urban Renewal, Kirk Russell, emphasizing the importance or the significance of having contingency plans in place during such emergencies. He stressed that all response efforts must begin locally with the involvement of the community.
The importance is to be able to react, to respond.
Deputy Director of Urban Renewal, Kirk Russell, underlining the importance of being ready for unseen situations.
The response must be able to happen from a local perspective. In Bimini, what was able to happen was that the urban renewal team there in Bimini and those persons there within the administrative complex and those persons were able to immediately begin the response. The response may have just been ensuring that you can go and speak to the individual.
He says it is crucial to have a plan in place to ensure a swift and coordinated response during such challenging times.
Yes, the government, through its agencies such as Urban Renewal, must be prepared and is prepared to do its part. But each community, man, whether through your churches, whether through individuals, you must organize and have your contingency plans in place.
Disasters not only have physical but also psychological impacts. He says the community must be prepared to offer support and aid to those affected by disasters in a caring and a compassionate manner.
We are finding that mental health became a second crisis or a second disaster where you had people, because the response may have been lackadaisical, snail-like, right? Persons would be traumatized. And now we are realizing that disasters have a serious impact on people's mental state of mind.
He adds that the involvement of NGOs can also serve as a valuable resource for the community.
The same way when we have our major disasters here and we get the international NGOs coming, when we have disasters like what took place in Bimini, we as a people locally, should be able to take care of those particular disasters.
The Rotary Club of Freeport once again coming to the aid of residents on Sweetings Key. The nonprofit organization donated new carbon monoxide and smoke detectors along with fire extinguishers that were installed in every home on the Key after building 17 homes after the destruction of Hurricane Dorian. Our Jay Philippe traveled along with the Rotary team and filed this report.
The Rotary Club of Freeport once again coming to the aid of many residents here on Sweetings Key. Brand new fire detectors and fire extinguishers were installed in many of the homes that has since been repaired dating back from Hurricane Dorian. The journey began from McLean's Town, where over 20 Rotarians made their way to the Key by boat. Once they arrived, they immediately were organized into teams and they were off to work.
We realized that there was a need for it, as there was no form of fire safety here on the Key, and we felt that this was a very worthy donation that is a need for the community.
One by one, they installed the detectors and hydrants. For the Tate family, it was another well-received gift from the Rotary.
It means a lot to me, you know what I mean? And thank God, you know, you all come in and you all install them in our house, you know what I mean? So it means a lot.
It was a blessing that they came and did the amount of work that they have done in Sweetings Key and continue to do. So I feel within myself that there is a place in Rotary Heart for Sweetings Key.
Retired educator Pandora Bethel and longtime resident Janet Feaster was also on the receiving end.
I had a 6-bedroom house. Destroyed everything. It would have been hard for me to get the house back in a hurry to live in. So I appreciate it, and I would do whatever I can to upkeep it as long as I live. Everything the Rotary did, I appreciate. I have life, thanks be to God, I have life. The house we had was gone. It's a smaller one now that we have. Not sufficient for everyone, but thank God, with the assistance of the Rotary, it's back and we can build on it.
According to President Luther Burrows, every house that had a resident at home during the time that Rotary arrived on the Key received brand new smoke and fire detectors along with fire hydrants installed in their homes. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
And when we come back, the Princess Court closing out their 5-week program with a pledging ceremony. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
Take 15% off store-wide from April 6th through 8 at Esquires in Lucayan Shopping Plaza. Happy Easter from Esquires Men's Freeport.
Don't miss the 25% Easter sale at Park & Shop. 25% off sale this April 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th, excluding underwear and red tag items.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58 Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at Carifta50.com. Or get your tickets now at the Eastern Grandstand Caribbean Village. For more details, email tickets@Carifta50.com or call 605-4051. Get your Carifta tickets.
Did you know that as a small island, Grand Bahama is extremely vulnerable to the effects of global warming? It's never too late to start practicing water conservation and to minimize your contribution to climate change by reducing your carbon footprint. Earth is our home, and there's only one, so let's take good care of it.
Psst. Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coctotermus formisalis, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Someone stole my purse. My purse. Someone take my bag. Someone take my bag. Call the police. Someone took my bag. Someone took my bag with my point. I leave the car for 1 quick second and someone take my bag.
Crime prevention should be everyone's business. Therefore, we want to remind you not to leave your bags or valuables visibly seen on the seat of your vehicle unattended. This negligent practice will create an opportunity for a criminal to commit a crime. Please desist from such practices.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Princess Court closing out their 5-week program with the pledging ceremony and inducting members. The service held at Central Zion Baptist Church, gathering all those who came up to support. The special guest speaker, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, brought remarks. Yolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The Princess Court Ministry is holding their annual pledging ceremony this past Sunday at the Central Zion Baptist Church. A total of 148 toddlers and teenage girls performing their purity pledges, and some even receiving pearls for the first time. The service was fully supported by mothers, fathers, as well as guardians who were able to witness their daughter pledge their life to faith and purity, and some placing pearls around the necks of the new members. It was an emotional moment for a few, understanding the program's morale and the importance of leading the girls to a life of integrity and virtue. Founder of the Princess Court Ministries, Minister Stephanie Burrows, speaking on the service that she deemed a magical moment.
Tonight, we all gathered to witness these precious princesses make one of the most important pledges in their lives. A pledge to stay sexually pure before and after marriage. And a lot always say, why do you say after? I say after because many times some wives are not pure in their marriages. So we say before and after their marriage. So I would like for us to encourage and support them, not abuse or misuse them. We pray that this night will be long remembered by the princesses.
Bringing remarks was the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, who explains the program is an initiative that is inspiring the lives of so many girls in such a critical time.
Your dedication and commitment to teaching young girls the principles of etiquette and mentoring them toward becoming godly homemakers and leaders are truly inspiring. Looking at the young girls who have pledged their commitment to this program, I am reminded of the words of Psalms 119:105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. The principles of etiquette and godly living you learn through this program are like a lamp that will guide you toward becoming well-rounded women leaders.
The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture also lending support and endorsing the program.
Even though we are the premier youth development agency, there is only so much that the ministry itself can do, and it is agencies and organizations like this that are our hands, our feet, and our eyes and our ears. You're touching people that we will never be able to touch. You're reaching little girls who we may never be able to reach. And so we depend on agencies and organizations like Princess Court to be able to reach into the communities that are far away from us and that we may not be able to reach.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest.
Hugh Campbell Primary School is celebrating its 30th anniversary of school excellence, incorporating a list of activities during their celebration. They held a library week for the children. A book parade was also organized where the students dressed up as career leaders, Bahamian themes, and their favorite book, chanting through the streets of Mahogany Drive. Here's 4th grade teacher Keshi Edgecombe telling us how they took their students around the world for one day.
We celebrated in grand style under our covered area with our opening assembly. Each class performed various items pertaining to books and reading, poems, songs, dances. And because we are celebrating 50 years as a country, we've keened in and we focused in on our 50th anniversary as well. So we came up with a Bahamian theme. And today, actually on Monday, we started with our opening assembly. Wednesday, we had our school spirit day where we got together as a school and we were proud to say that we are home of the mighty, mighty Hornets. Yes. And we are all members of our library committee where we joined forces and we had a spectacular time. We were entertained by Stelit. And the children thoroughly enjoyed themselves. They were able to hear Bahamian music, which is reading as well, because that's poetry. So we've tied everything in.
6th grade teacher Crystal Cooper says the Great Mighty Hornets make a difference in the community because of their outstanding administrative team and top-notch students.
Said this is the first and only school in the entire Commonwealth of the Bahamas to be opened by the late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So indeed, this school is historic in the country's history. Even as we celebrate 50 years as an independent nation, we thought it fitting to highlight our school in their 30th year and its significance here, not just to the Grand Bahama community, but also to the Bahamas at large.
That's one of my former primary schools. Good job there. Well, your Monday Check on Sports is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was another busy weekend in sports. However, the Crifter Games are set to take place this weekend in New Providence. Guess who's the head coach from Grand Bahama? Coach John Ingram.
The Beach Rays noticed the experience of all the coaches. You know, they analyze what they do on the ground. So I think I was picked because of my production. And, you know, other coaches have done an excellent job. And I guess one day everybody's going to get the opportunity to coach such a prestigious team. This is a huge moment, you know, the 50th, like we said, and I feel honored to be part of such history. You know, this is going to be historic, and I know I'm going to be proud in the history later on in life to tell my kids about my grandkids. I coached the 50th team, you know, and it's a proud moment for me.
Sticking with track, Tabernacle Falcons had a pretty good showing at the Carifta Trials and High School Nationals.
We only took 26 kids, and yet we were ranked number 3 in the under-17 combined division. We was also 3rd in the under-20s division. And we only competed in a few events, 100, 400, 800 here and there. And to come back recognized as the #1 Family Island team in the country, the impression we left was, you know, people still talking about us. When we came down to the relays, yes, we did not win the 4x1 or the 4x4, but we were a threat.
Switching gears now, scores from Week 4 of the Grand Bahama Flag Football League. Pink Sands Tigers defeated Fidelity Flames 12-0. Also, Out to Sea Tritons dominated the Lady Leets 14-0 in ladies' play. Over in men's play, Sky's the Limit Rock Boys destroyed the Coca-Cola Knights 28-6. FCP Starkers shut out Buckeye 31-0. And Three Links Boys got a W 29-0 over Mobile Titans. Moving along now to local hoops, Albacore Fugees are your 2023 Grand Bahama Amateur Basketball A Division champions. The Fugees won the game 84-79 to take out the defending champs Gem Rats in a 5-game series. Tremaine Giggs-Ferguson was the MVP with 22 points. Mateo King added 18 in the win, and Gem Rats was led by Trevor Bain with 24 points. And finally in sports in the NBA, all 3 Bahamians was in action last night. Buddy Hield scored 10 points and grabbed 5 rebounds for the Indiana Pacers. DeAndre Ayton had 19 points and 11 rebounds for the Suns, and Kai Jones scored 10 points and grabbed 5 rebounds for the Charlotte Hornets. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth Monday Health Tip.
that our bodies are about 60 to 65% water. Water is an essential part of our body's makeup and our daily needs. To know how much your daily water intake should be, calculate half of your body weight and use that number in ounces as your daily water intake goal. Some of the reasons we need water are for flushing out toxins through the kidneys, the skin and feces, for regulation of body temperature, to ensure proper functioning of our organs, to boost skin health and formation of saliva and mucus, to help with joint lubrication, and to help with transporting oxygen and other nutrients throughout the body. So be sure to drink an adequate amount of water every day to put you on the road to your best health. I'm Dr. Karis Thompson Major, and remember, your health is your wealth.
Pizza Hut Freeport has the perfect deal for you. Order a large one-topping pizza, 5 cheesy breadsticks, and a 2-liter drink for just $24.70 with that. Choose your favorite topping and enjoy our fan-favorite cheesy breadsticks with an ice-cold 2-liter drink. Available at Pizza Hut for delivery, carry-out, and curbside. Order today. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport.
New year, new look. No, not you, but your home.
Decorative pillows in all colors, textures, and sizes. And if you want to make a statement, pick from over 20 different styles of our 5x8 area rugs. Get cozy in our lightweight comforters. And if you want to switch it up, we have duvet covers in a variety of colors. Decorative pillows from $23.99. Area rugs from $149. Comforters, $29.99. Duvets from $34.99. It's all here at Island Bedding.
Wear your colors in support of our Athletes 242. Friday, April 7th, black. Saturday, April 8th, white. Sunday, April 9th, aquamarine. And on Monday, April 10th, gold.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Officer Bo! Officer Bo! You would not believe what I just saw.
What's up, Chris?
As I was doing my community service, I saw this truck going down this road. You would not believe the stuff he was throwing out. He was throwing out tires, refrigerators, TVs, even mattresses.
Calm down, Chris, calm down. Did the truck leave the area yet?
No. It was a big man in a reddish colored truck, and he's still there. I just ran out to the main road to call somebody because I did not want to arrest him by myself. Yeah, that's good for you, nasty self. You know who you are. Stop like your nastiness. So do your part to keep Grandmama clean. And don't let this be you.
The coconut got this, cocoa skin dripping madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice honey, addict, all of my love me, sweet like a sugar in a watch it go ba 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 ba, 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 sweet like a sugar in a
New Clear Platinum flavor, flavored beers with a kick of rum, make it platinum.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Deaconess Lila Mae Forbes recently celebrating her 83rd birthday. That's the mother of our Executive Chairman Piceball Forbes. Deaconess Forbes, we hope you enjoyed your special day, and we say thank you so much for your support. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Attorneys do get out in court over shantytowns. The economy's recovery momentum sustained. The PHA averts industrial action. And in sports, Carifta countdown continues toward weekend. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNet News is brought to you by BTC. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, switch to BTC today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The legal wrangling in the Shantytown matter continues as the government seeks to eradicate these unregulated communities. Our Fern Carey has the latest coming out of a hearing over which the Chief Justice presided.
The Shantytown case getting underway here in Supreme Court this morning before Chief Justice Ian Winder. Prosecutors making it clear that this case is about a blatant disregard for the rule of law by the owners and occupiers of shantytowns here in New Providence and in Abaco, and they are asking the court to demolish the structures built in those communities. During the proceedings, head of the government's legal team, Attorney Kayla Green-Smith, informed the court that the matter is an application seeking an audit of some of the residences in shantytowns here in New Providence and Abaco that are in breach of a court order. She said that includes some 232 buildings and unfinished structures identified on the north and south side of the S.C. Boodle Highway, 120 structures and unfinished structures in the farm in Abaco, and a number of structures built in the Cowpen Road, Glaston Road, and Carmichael Road areas here in the capital, which they want demolished. She said they also want shantytown residents here in New Providence and Abaco to cease and desist building structures in these unregulated communities until the determination of the matter. This as Respect Our Homes and 177 residents of shantytowns in the country filed an appeal on March 10th, shortly after Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson ruled that their constitutional rights were not violated when they were legally informed by the government to vacate the land. Smith-Green said shantytowns create risk to the public and are detrimental to the environment, noting that she has not received any response to the summons from residents and occupiers in those areas. In response, Fred Smith-Casey, who is representing the 177 applicants in the matter, suggested that what the respondents are attempting to do is convert what was a shield of protection into a sword. He said the government lawyers were also seeking to make the court the executive branch of the government, as it is the minister's purview to demolish or not to demolish in accordance with the Building Regulations Act. He also indicated that there is no evidence that any of the applicants breached the conditions of the injunction or the consent order, or that any of the 232 occupiers and residents in shantytowns were served whether in English or in a language that they can understand, prompting Green-Smith to respond that once the court order was made, she was not aware if it was translated into Creole. Smith said the summons cannot be the launching pad for the government to take action. Once both sides completed their submissions, the Chief Justice asked some of the applicants who were sitting in court if they wanted to say anything, prompting Leslie Smith to inform the court that he has a concrete structure built in the Cowpen Road area where his mother lives. He said government officers came in 2017 and asked him to upgrade the building, which he did. Now, Chief Justice Ian Winder ordered those shantytown residents who were in court this morning to meet with Building Control Officer Craig Delancey at 3 o'clock this afternoon at his office at the Ministry of Works to discuss their issues and concerns. He also ordered them to return to court on April 13th for a report. As for his decision in this matter, he adjourned that also to April 13th at 10 o'clock in the morning. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
In other court news this evening, Bahamian entrepreneur Toby Smith of the Paradise Island Lighthouse and Beach Club has filed a notice of appeal motion in the Supreme Court. And this just weeks after the government granted approval for Royal Caribbean International's $100 million beach club on Paradise Island. Smith said in a release, the Bahamian public and wider community wishes to see our project move ahead and the buildings preserved as stunning examples of yesteryear. He has argued that under the former Minnis administration, the Royal Caribbean deal would have violated the lease he held for Crown land, but the Supreme Court recently determined the Crown land lease with the government was never executed. Now, according to Smith, the objective is still to restore the Paradise Hog Island Lighthouse and bring greater beach access for Bahamians to Crown land. Built in 1817, the light station is the oldest of 12 in the Bahamas and most frequently seen. Over in New York, former cryptocurrency billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried is maintaining his innocence in the face of new U.S. charges of conspiracy to violate campaign finance laws and bribe Chinese authorities. Online reports are that SBF entered the not guilty plea through his attorney, Mark Cohen, at a hearing before U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan. Cohen's initial plan was to challenge the new charges on the grounds that they were brought after Bankman-Fried was extradited from the Bahamas soon after his arrest in December. The 31-year-old subsequently appeared in a U.S. court and released on $250 million bond that restricted him to his parents' California home. He stands accused of stealing billions of dollars in FTX customer funds. The disgraced wonderkind faces a possible sentence of decades behind bars if found guilty. Bankman-Fried's trial is set to start October 2nd. Well, it's certainly not just talk. Reports of the tourism industry's strong rebound continues to be backed up by numbers, lending to huge optimism that this 2023 will only build on the past year's success.
Tourism's on a high, and there's no indication of things letting up, just how officials like it. Based on the central bank's monthly report for February, there was continued strong growth. Again, the end result of relaxed pandemic restrictions and heightened demand from key source markets. Official data from the Ministry of Tourism shows that total passenger arrivals rose to 0.8 million in February, and that's from 0.4 million during the corresponding period of 2022. If we were to zoom in on the C segment, figures show that more that doubled to 0.7 million from 0.3 million the year before. Add to that air traffic stabilizing at 0.1 million. Now, while that may seem a small number compared to those you just heard, that exceeds pre-pandemic levels. By major ports of entry, total arrivals to New Providence doubled to 0.4 million, while the air segment rose to 0.1 million from 79,496. Meantime, traffic to the Family Islands rose to 0.4 million. This all leading to an increase in heads and beds. Just take the short-term vacation rental market, for example. During the month of February, total room nights sold climbed by 51.2% to 148,726 nights.
Still on tourism news, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, recently led a delegation to Florida's Sea Trade Global Cruise Conference, the premier event for the cruise industry. Attendance allowed officials to connect one-on-one with industry partners. The tourism minister touted that the Bahamas' location, just 50 miles off the Florida coast, coupled with it being a premier destination and the cost of fuel wreaking havoc on the cruise industry, uniquely positions it to reap the benefits.
Parliamentary Secretary John Pinder is determined to do is to create multi-destination cruise travel within the Bahamas. So Freeport, Nassau, Bimini, and one of the private islands. So that's the conversations this week. We're talking really about the future of cruising. The Bahamas has been instrumental in terms of reopening the cruise industry after COVID. We harbored many ships in our waters during the COVID period. We have a very strong ship registry for cruise lines and other vessels. So we're partnering this week with Bahamas Maritime Authority as well, working closely with them to create synergies.
Now, local stats point to the cruise industry bringing approximately 5.4 million visitors to the Bahamas in 2019 and 2022. The tourism minister expects the country to this year top that figure by at least 20%, assisted by the opening of the Nassau cruise port in May.
This is going to be a significant boost for cruising. This is going to be a part of the celebration of our 50th. So at the end of May, we'll see the opening of our $300 million cruise port, moving right into July when we have the grand, not finale, because this is going to continue, but we're going to have the big events in July. This is going to be a good lead-in to that.
Well, the Bahamas also recently made an appearance at one of the biggest aerospace expos in the world, a Sun and Fun held in Lakeland, Florida. With private aviation an important market for the Bahamas, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, John Pinder, says it's important the Bahamas has a presence. He says with the country being an archipelago, officials could drive home the message to private pilots that aircraft can also island hop.
We could connect and show them how easy it is to fly into the Bahamas, where the ports of entry are, and really answer any questions that they may have. It's a great place to have that personal touch with those pilots that will be visiting soon. There are many private aircraft pilots spread across the United States and our northern neighbors. We're geographically located that it is less time for them to get from, say, Fort Lauderdale to Bimini than it is to get from Fort Lauderdale down to Key West. So it's very important to highlight that, to show them that island hopping in the Bahamas can not only be done by boat, but also by flying in.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Are you overpaying for low speeds with your internet provider? Stop wasting your money. Switch to BTC for the fastest internet to the most homes in the Bahamas. Get up to 300 megs fiber fast speeds, up to 3 times faster than what you get now. Plus, get 164 TV channels, all for just $42.50 a month for 12 months. That means you'll save $860 for the year. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, BTC is for you. Switch to the largest fiber network in the Bahamas.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Atlantic Medical and Life. Good like that.
Attention, island friends. This is a parrot service announcement. A manta ray mayday, a turtle alert, bottlenose news flash. They're in trouble and you can help. Our mission at the Blue Project Foundation is to protect thousands of endangered animals and their homes. One of the ways is by caring for coral reefs, a vital part of our entire ecosystem. Find out how you can help save these majestic animals. Learn more at blueprojectatlantis.org.
Disney Cruise Line has teamed up with Junior Achievement students in Eleuthera to learn about the culture and spirit of the Bahamas, encouraging the students as they created their costumes and parade floats for the Junior Drunk Canoe competition. Through virtual mentoring workshops, the Disney team shared ideas to inspire the young artists as they prepared for their competition.
Me and my classmates are celebrating the Bahamian culture by just enjoying ourselves and doing what our parents and great-grandparents did back in the day.
Disney donated funding as well as fabrics and materials for the students to incorporate in their designs. Disney Cruise Line is creating a new experience in Eleuthera at Lighthouse Point, which will be inspired by the natural environment and celebrate the culture and spirit of the Bahamas.
Of the news is brought to you by RBC. Discover mortgage ideas shaped around you. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story to start your story today.
Averting possible industrial action, the Public Hospitals Authority has committed to paying hazard pay this month to its staff, as outlined in an industrial agreement signed with the Bahamas Public Services Union late January. BPSU President Kingsley Ferguson warning just last week that industrial action could be in the cards following the PHA's failure to live up to its promises. Ferguson telling our news team the issue has now been resolved after PHA Managing Director Aubanette Roll explained that they would not be able to meet the March payment due to a discrepancy she had been unaware of.
We have received a document in writing from the MD indicating that the hazard allowance would be paid during the month of April. We would have communicated with the MD asking whether or not there could have been a supplemental pay package put in place, particularly just to address the hazard allowance so that persons could have gotten it in a more speedy fashion. However, that would have been a challenge, and so we're pleased and satisfied that during April's pay package that persons would receive their funding.
Ferguson says some staffers had already been receiving their hazard pay, but now everyone qualified will get their due.
It was being done in a tier fashion, and so the first tier of persons would have already been receiving it. Those who did not receive it initially, those persons were receiving what you call a risk allowance, and now they were upgraded to the actual hazard pay, for some which would be $200 a month, and the hazard pay was actually graded high, medium, and low. High being the ones receiving the $200 monthly, medium $150, $100, and right down to the clerk that would work on the ward that would receive something. So a number of persons would have been captured in the hazard allowance, and so basically almost everybody will be receiving some form of hazard pay.
Now that out the way, Kingsley Ferguson's lamenting inadequate conditions at the Elizabeth Estates Clinic. The union chief's appealing to Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, to address the long-standing issues. He says the union has spoken and written to him about, calling it disappointing. The Public Hospitals Authority has moved to address the issue of hazard pay before the Ministry of Health.
We find that dental assistants are working and the suctions are not functioning properly. The chairs are chairs that would have been there and they have deteriorated. We were assured by the Minister of Health that these things would be rectified. To date, at Elizabeth Estates Clinic, a chair was brought in, I think, from a family island to replace the old chair that is in place. It is still in the room that has been allotted for the dentist at Elizabeth Estates, and they're still occupying the old room that they were occupying.
Ferguson says the problems predate the current administration, adding that the union has also written follow-up communications to the minister.
To date, there is no update regarding the same. And persons are very, very, very concerned that they're working in these hazardous environments. They're dealing with blood, they're dealing with feces, they're dealing with urine, and no compensation for the same. All of the clinics are actually in the same position. But I specifically addressed Elizabeth Estates Clinic because I visited that clinic to see for myself exactly what was going on.
Our news team reached out to the health minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, who says he's awaiting information from negotiators. Meantime, studies on mental illness among Bahamians still being conducted with the hope that a full report will be finalized soon. That from the health minister, Dr. Michael Darville, who maintains that the psychological trauma and post-traumatic stress post-Hurricane Dorian and the lingering COVID-19 pandemic are key contributing factors to the increased numbers.
We have children, when there's weather systems, they are impacted. There's a lot of things going on in our population as a result of the shocks associated with natural disaster and the pandemic. We are addressing it. And when I launched the Wellness Unit, I spoke about interfacing with the private sector so that we can provide nutritional counseling, psychological counseling, and begin to address a lot of the issues.
According to Darville, the recently passed Mental Health Act will soon be enforced.
I have 42 nurses that are now in postgraduate training that will assist us in our drive to address many of the mental health issues that we currently see in the country. Just look around. You go on corners and you see individuals and you wonder what's going on. These are signs of deterioration of mental illness, and it's all around us. This new Mental Health Act, and when I bring it into force, will address how do we deal with this issue of populations or individuals who have mental illnesses who are roaming our streets.
Still on health news, it's been 3 years now, and it seems the coronavirus pandemic won't lose that designation anytime soon, even though its impact has been tempered by vaccines and other protective protocols. Here's Pan American Health Organization Country Representative Dr. Eldona Boisson in terms of where we're at in managing the global outbreak.
It's been 3 years, the numbers seem to have gone down. We don't have as many hospitalizations and deaths. But no, we're not out of the pandemic yet. This is still a global public health emergency of international concern because we're still seeing a significant number of cases from countries who are reporting, and we are still seeing a significant number of deaths. And the challenge is that once a virus is circulating, we run the risk that it can change itself again. We hope that it doesn't change and become more severe, but we don't know. Right now, the Omicron variant that is circulating is still going through minor adjustments and changes. It's still changing itself a little bit, so it's not significant change. It's still Omicron. And many people do not get as severe illness, but there are still a significant enough number, especially those with underlying conditions, older age groups, overweight, they are at higher risk.
Dr. Boisson says COVID still remains very much a concern in the Americas, of which the Bahamas is grouped. Over these last 3 years, PAHO reports the Americas had over 190.3 million COVID-19 cases and over 2.9 million deaths, accounting for 25% and 43% of the global total, respectively. And while cases have decreased, the PAHO representative still encourages people to remain alert.
So really what we still would love to see happening is that people take the necessary precautions in terms of vaccinating themselves so that if indeed they were to become infected with COVID-19, they will not become severely ill. Their illness would either be non-symptomatic with no symptoms or would be mild. And so, this is what we do with all vaccines. We want to make sure that when the person has their vaccine, if they encounter the disease, they will not become ill. They will not become severely ill. And that's the same thing with the COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, now time for the weekly poll question. And this week we're asking, are penalties harsh enough for people found with or who have committed a crime with a firearm? Yes or no? To participate, as always, simply log on to our website, www.znesbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday, and as always, thanks for participating. The National Report returns in a moment. Stay with us.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Golden Easter Egg Hunt, an event sponsored by the 50th National Independence Secretariat.
Everybody's idea of home is different, so every mortgage should be unique, shaped around you, flexible to move and change as you do. RBC will come to you to get you started and stay by your side to help guide you every step of the way. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story and start your story today.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at RBC Caribbean.
We're here at Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida, one of the biggest aerospace expos that have private aircraft pilots from across the United States and elsewhere. As many know, flight service through our archipelago is one of the driving factors for our tourism product. Our flying friends from abroad are very special to us. So here, we could connect and show them how easy it is to fly into the Bahamas, where the ports of entry are, and really answer any questions that they may have. It's a great place to have that personal touch with those pilots that we'll be visiting soon. There are many private aircraft pilots spread across the United States and our northern neighbors. Less time for them to get from, say, Fort Lauderdale to Bimini than it is to get from Fort Lauderdale down to Key West. So it's very important to highlight that, to show them that island hopping in the Bahamas can not only be done by boat, but also by flying in.
This is a massive event. The grounds are huge, and they're filled with different types of aircraft, different types of companies selling their products, different people. I think last Monday they had 40,000 people here in one day. Events like this tend to sensitize people who may not ordinarily know about the Bahamas to come and visit the Bahamas. During the pandemic, when the whole country was shut down, it was the private aviation space and the yachting space that kept the family islands going. But in 2023, you know, we're looking for a 20% increase in visitor arrivals, and that includes the private aircraft owners as well as the boaters. And so there are big plans the ministry has, and we're just looking forward to it.
The Bahamas Agile and Project Management community recently paid a courtesy call on the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute to discuss how the two can support each other in increasing the number of trained professionals and helping more individuals recognize the value of being certified. The courtesy call coming as one of the founders of the Project Management Institute's professional certification, Lee R. Lambert, visited the country for a seminar hosted in conjunction with the American Corner and the University of the Bahamas' College of Business. Lambert has over 50 years of project management experience and is considered a leader on project management methods and how they can be used to create and sustain value-added leadership and collaboration capabilities. BTVI offers Principles of Project Management Professional Development course. Over 10 weeks, students are introduced to the concepts, techniques, and principles of project management. Students examine planning, organizing, and managing resources to bring about the successful completion of specific project goals and objectives. They define problems, develop solutions, plan projects, and execute plans using Microsoft Project and/or Excel software packages. Well, as we head to the break, break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Trouble, it might drag you down. When you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58 Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at carifta50.com. Or get your tickets now at the Eastern Grandstand Caribbean Village. For more details, email tickets@carifta50.com or call 605-4051. Get your Carifta tickets.
RBC will soon be celebrating 115 years in the Caribbean,
inspiring us to continue to look forward for better ways to support you.
So we're making changes to serve you the best we can.
And continue to listen to your needs. We want to be clear
that we will continue to strive for better.
To look forward to you being our customers, community, partners, and employees.
Working together as our parents and even our grandparents did.
A chain of islands with a common horizon.
RBC, committed and invested in the region now and into the future.
RBC will soon be celebrating 115 years in the Caribbean,
inspiring us to continue to look forward for better ways to support you.
So we're making changes to serve you the best we can.
And continue to listen to your needs. We want to be clear
that we will continue to strive for better.
To look forward to you being our customers, community, partners, and employees.
Working together as our parents and even our grandparents did.
A chain of islands with a common horizon.
RBC, committed and invested in the region now and into the future.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
That work? Can you see me?
Yeah, it's working. This is super cool. Are you gonna help me clean up your toys?
Delivery.
Be right there.
Hello?
Am I gonna get it or are you gonna get it? I'll get it.
I get it.
Hey, thank you. Come on.
Hey, can I help you? Hey.
No, sorry, I'm not home. I'm coming.
Shell
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lukai. Hamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
Searching for insurance for your beloved senior citizen? Star General offers the Silver Medical Plan for which you can apply up to age 85. The network includes the finest hospitals and healthcare centers worldwide. Insurance is provided through an AM Best A-rated insurer with reinsurance support through Lloyd's of London. Other features include no medical tests required, 4 deductibles, and $2 million lifetime benefits. Visit or call Star General Health and Life Insurance today.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. The place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. The fastest, most secure, and reliable way to stream the internet, so you can do what you want, whenever you want. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. That's the power of Alive Fiber. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
2 Americans got much more than they bargained for when they set off on a cruise to Bimini. Police confirming that a 46-year-old man and a 37-year-old woman were arrested shortly after 10 this morning after the two were found with seven multicolored packages. Inside was an assortment of snacks infused with marijuana. Now, up to airtime, the value of the drugs was unknown. Investigations continue. On a lighter note, the councillor is gearing up for, admittedly, the most exciting of all its business outlooks. Continuing with the theme Forward, Upward, Onward, Together, the Eleuthera business community is gearing up for that island's 11th annual one-day seminar. Sharing a bit of what's going on in Eleuthera and why this particular outlook is so important is Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce President Thomas Sands.
We believe as a group that it's very important that we, as business owners and as an organization, remain part of the discussion, that we not only be a part, but we help lead the discussion. We partner with our stakeholders, the Bahamas government, the investor, the visitor, the infrastructure that's necessary to build an economy and build an environment that is conducive to successful growth and participation by Bahamians, as well as international investors. And so this forum is a milestone and one of our objectives as an organization in delivering on that and bringing us all together in a very constructive way and continue to create innovative models to meet, to share, to partake, as well as to participate.
Now, what Disney has planned for the island will also be discussed. This at a time when Disney is just over a year out from opening Lighthouse Point destination in South Eleuthera.
We announced our first itineraries last week, and so in June 2024,
Eleutherians can expect the first Disney cruise ships to begin sailing to Lighthouse Point, so we're very excited about that. This positions us, I think, in a great way to talk about the project at Eleuthera Business Outlook, to update the community on the progress that we're making as it relates to our construction and as we prepare to open. But what is really important and what I'm really excited about doing at Eleuthera Business Outlook is beginning to introduce the community to the opportunities that small business owners, entrepreneurs will have as it relates to supporting our operations. We have a number of subcontracting opportunities available to Bahamians as it relates to port excursions and tours, food and beverage, facility services, and we're going to be talking a little bit about not just what those opportunities are, but also how Eleutherans and Bahamians generally can take advantage of it.
Keynote speaker at this year's Eleuthera Business Outlook is Central and South Eleuthera MP Clay Sweeting. Eleuthera's Business Outlook takes place Thursday, April 20th. Well, it's now time for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. This evening we have just a few clouds floating around. Temperature just at 81 degrees. Relative humidity 64%. The winds are out of the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars. That is 30.06 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 80 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Toll, Key, and Marshall, Barbacoa, the Berry Islands, also 80 degrees. Alistown, Bimini, 81 degrees. 78 in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 79. 80 degrees in Black Point, Exuma, Kemps, Bayside, Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Alistown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey reporting 78. 80 degrees in Georgetown, Exuma. 79s in Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, McWarner, 81. Acklands and Matthew-Town, Inagua, 81. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Center. For the Northwestern Islands, tonight through tomorrow, those Wednesday, going to be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height's just around 2 to 4 feet. Low tide occurs at 1:26 in the morning with a high tide at 6:53 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, also through Tuesday, east to southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So caution flags are up for boaters in the central and southeastern islands through tomorrow. And as we take you into the middle of the week, Wednesday, in the northwestern parts of the country, the winds will be increasing significantly. Southeast at 15 to 20 knots. The wave heights building 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags will go up on Wednesday for the northwest Bahamas. High tide occurs at 8:08 in the morning with a low tide at 2:21 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern parts of the country on Wednesday, winds increasing as well. Easterly at 15 to 25 knots. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. Hence, we'll have an advisory in place for small boaters in the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday. And now it's time for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you, but hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you. I've been chilling up by the bar last night. This y'all, she was looking nice, she blew my mind. Well, all the same, I started to order drinks and I drink everything.
And that's got to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Sometimes life hints at your next step, sending you signs all around, even in unexpected places, to lead you in the right direction. The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage and switch to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch your mortgage to Scotiabank. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. Paying less gives you more when you switch to Scotiabank.
National Fair. Don't you meet me there? It's a family affair. Oh yes, it's that time again. Go tell your neighbors, tell your friend. As the children play, you can dance the night away. Yes, they got boogaloo, games and junk and so much more. So jump in your car, catch all the fun, enough for everyone. Out the Red Cross the National Fair. Don't you meet me there? It's the family affair. Tell more young at the Red Cross the National Fair. Don't you meet me there?
Our free pick, pack, delivery service gives everyone in the Family Islands a chance to shop a variety of club products and prices right from home. Simply call or WhatsApp your order to 242-677-7266 or email order@amlfoods.com. A friendly customer service representative is waiting to pick, pack, and deliver your order to the mailboat of your choice. The options are truly endless, and with membership you save even more. So order today and let CostRite pick, pack, and deliver right to you.
Hello? Keisha, you something else, boy.
Who this is? Tamika?
You don't even remember my name? Wow, Dread.
Girl, I've been so busy. You still planning your trip?
Girl, and I can't wait. I right here online booking my car.
You dare planning trip? You vaccinated?
Girl, we had to. We ain't been nowhere since this pandemic started. Girl, and we got a 14-day vacation.
Best vacation ever.
Girl, are you though?
Well, I know you was gonna get the vaccine because you too like travel. When y'all get your vaccine?
Girl, long time. Because you gotta get your first dose, wait, then get your second dose at least 2 weeks before you travel. Johnny get his vaccine and he 12. Even Grammy get hers. Child, and Grammy say she ain't get no money. But I see her hiding that under the mattress.
Child, let me send my list, because I know you going shopping.
Keisha, don't play with me.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. A message by PAHO WHO, Canada, and USAID.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to Sports on a Monday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. They took the service to the outside on Palm Sunday. Carifta track and field team, along with officials from the B3As and family members, worshiping outside the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. The athletes getting some good singing with their praise and worship. Head coach John Ingram on the importance of starting this big week off in worship.
Firstly, it's very important to give God thanks and give Him praise. So we want to come together as one. We want our Holy Spirit to come down and bless us as we go forward this week. For no harm, no injuries. So we just want to come out here and impress the BMA people, impress ourselves and impress God. We're trying to build a chemistry right now. This is a short time that we've been together. And I feel like we are going to bring people in to speak to the kids, motivate the kids, inspire them. A psychological teacher is also good to help kids prepare mentally. And by the end of this week, we should all develop a love, and under God, under one Bahamas. It's a big advantage home, especially, you're comfortable. We're in an environment that we're used to, and we have the crowd, we have the home. We have home court advantage. So when you have home court advantage, the children's going to hear that roar and extra motivation is going to happen, and you're going to see a lot of personal best. And I feel that we need everybody to support our kids. Everybody home, come out, get your tickets and support our kids, and lead the Team Bahamas to gold.
Under 17 girls, 800 and 1500 meter runner Erin Barr saying that starting off with God is always a good thing.
Important to me to thank God before my races, so
I'm doing all that I could to give him all the praise, all the thanks, because without him, I wouldn't be here. And I think it's very important to acknowledge him first in everything.
Also present was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg.
If we don't put God first, then everything else will fall away. And so we wanted to make sure that we came to praise, to worship together as a unit, also get the blessing of the Lord, so that when we enter inside these inside this competition starting on Saturday, that we remain healthy. And we do the best we can. That's all we can ask for. You know, that Lord has already blessed these athletes with the skills and talent that they got. And so we just want him to remain, put his blessing on us so that we could go then do the best we can.
On to some boxing, where a great night at the Kendall Lodge Gymnasium, first-class all-female card, putting on a first-class promotion card there for the ages. The night, a tribute to legendary boxer Ray Minas Jr., who is battling ALS, flanked by two of his former students, Jamiko Choo-Choo Mackey and Marvelous Marvin Smith. Kid Bo now confined to a wheelchair, but still wearing those gold chains. Good to see him out as well. Former Minister of Sports Neville Wisdom also present. And now to the main event, where Las Vegas native Jamie the Miracle Mitchell, she captured the World Boxing Association bantamweight title, a slugfest win over Toronto Lindsay's Gabbard.
It was definitely a slugfest. Like I said in the beginning, shout out to my opponent because, she was a really great opponent for me. She made me step myself up to the next level. She has a lot more experience than me, but, I was definitely up for the challenge,
Promoter Michelle Minus calling the event a knockout.
The night was awesome. It was epic. People were very surprised and shocked to see how females can fight. They thought it was just going to be a little cat fight kind of thing. These girls showed skill, talent, and resilience. So we want to make sure that all the fights that we have, we're going to have some females in it. Sometimes we do all males, sometimes we do unisex fights. So we look forward to all of the guests to come back again, all the patrons to come back and see us again in October.
And baseball is back. Reload Baseball with a successful tournament on the weekend at the Blue Hills Field. Played in 3 divisions. Coach pitched 10U and 12U. Teams were in from Abaco, Eleuthera, and Grand Bahama.
And this is only the culmination of our first event. And if you notice, we have a lot of kids here and a lot of kids smiling. What brought joy to me is when the guys got off the bus Friday evening and they were coming through the gate. What they were singing, reloaded. It goes to show that it's already begun to spread and it can only get bigger. But we can't handle it if it get bigger if we don't get some help from other coaches. That's our main focus.
And there it is, your check on sports here on this Monday. Once again, I'm Marcellus Hall.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while doing my home and car insurance.
What? There's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage your claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you can be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in your car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58th Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at carifta50.com. Or get your tickets now at the Eastern Grandstand Caribbean Village. For more details, email tickets@carifta50.com or call 605-4051. Get your Carifta tickets.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This April, it's raining specials at your favorite Super Value and Quality Supermarkets location. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounce, 99 cents. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $3.75. Coca-Cola sodas, 6-pack, 12 ounce, $3.69. Family pack cut up chicken, 16 piece, $1.49 per pound. Romaine hearts, 3-pack, $4.99. Donate your change to help feed your Humane Society animals only at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Have you been denied a U.S. visa and don't understand why? Have you been turned away from the U.S. border without an explanation? Maybe you've had a prior arrest or conviction and you're not clear on how to move forward at this point. Call our office. We may be able to help. 954-449-1833.
Wednesdays just got a whole lot better. Introducing Whopper Wednesdays at Burger King Nassau. Get a flame-grilled Whopper for only $5.50, including VAT. Yes, you heard that right. This Wednesday, you can indulge in the classic flame-grilled Whopper you love, made your way for only $5.50. Stop by your favorite Burger King Nassau location this Wednesday and enjoy a Whopper for only $5.50. Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Sometimes life hints at your next step, sending you signs all around, even in unexpected places, to lead you in the right direction. The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage and switch to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch your mortgage to Scotiabank. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. Paying less gives you more when you switch to Scotiabank.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucaya. Pamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-81. Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing high pressures in control of our weather at the surface, but there is a mid-level short wave trough just to the north of Grand Bahama and Abaco, and that could produce some showers and thunderstorms over Grand Bahama and northern Abaco through tomorrow. Tonight, though, here in the capital, we're looking at mainly clear and warm conditions with a low temperature around 74 degrees, and tomorrow, a pretty nice day, mostly sunny, quite pleasant, high temperature about 83 degrees, and your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days.
well, we're going to have lots of sunshine during the daytime right out through the next 7-day cycle. But come Monday of next week, showers and thunderstorms developing in our forecast, and they can be isolated thunderstorms as well. On the temperature front, low 80s right through the 7-day cycle, and we're going to keep you in the low 70s for the next 7 days. Makishlo.
Well, thanks, Basil, and that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.